Around the 21st century BCE lived a man named Hayk, who along with his forefathers had migrated south towards warmer lands in Babylon. One day, the king of Babylon, Bel, declared himself a king over the entire world. Hayk refused to submit, so he rose up and led his people of at least 300 northward, towards the mountains of Ararat. Along the way, he left a detachment in another settlement with his grandson Kadmos. Then, Hayk settled near the mountain of Ararat, a village called Haygashen. Bel sent one of his sons to convince Hayk to return but was refused, so he decided to march against him with a massive force. But Hayk was warned ahead of time by his grandson Kadmos, so he assembled his own army along the shore of Lake Van and told them that they must defeat and kill Bel or die trying to do so rather than become his slaves. Hayk and his men soon discovered Bel's army positioned in a mountain pass, with the king leading the way in the front. And in 2107 BCE, Hayk slew Bel with a nearly impossible shot using a long bow, sending the king's forces into disarray. He then embalmed the corpse of Bel and ordered it to be buried in a high place in the view of the wives and sons of the king. Soon after, Hayk established the fortress of Haygapert at the battle site, and he named the site Hayot Zor, which means Valley of the Armenians. This story was passed down through generations until the 5th century, when Moses of Choren, a prominent Armenian historian, wrote about it in his History of Armenia book at the request of Prince Sahak of the Bagratuni dynasty. The Bagratuni dynasty was one of the many Armenian royal houses who claimed to trace their genealogy back to Hayk. According to the Georgian prince and historian Juan Cher, Hayk was a prince of the 7 brothers and stood in service to the giant Nimrod, also known as Bel, who first ruled the entire world as king, which could explain why Bel would care so much about Hayk emigrating in the first place. And that is how most Armenians believe that their nation was born.